And once again, what is up, my fellow patriots? How y'all doing out there in America? Land of the free, home of the brave. It's me, the Wicked Wizard, back with a new video for you this evening. This January 6th shit is getting out of control. I mean, seriously. It is just to the point where it's just too much now. You got people that weren't even there that have been locked up for 25 years or something. Enrique Torrio, you know, the black Cuban white supremacist dude. yeah, head of the Proud Boys. He wasn't even there. He's doing jail. He's doing 22 years in jail or 25, something like that. They locked up journalist Owen Schroyer from InfoWars. He did a couple of months in jail. I mean, all kind of non-violent people got locked up for a long time for this so-called January 6th insurrection. Yeah. First of all, can you name me any insurrection in history that was done without weapons? I mean, come on, man. Insurrection, really? We're the most armed up people on the face of the planet, and on January 6th, not one of us sprang a gun? Yeah, okay, it wasn't an insurrection. That's all bullshit. It's Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, the commies, the left-hand side. Democrats are commies, let's face it. They're not Americans. They hate America. They want to rule over you forever and ever and ever. And January 6th was their way to do that. They figured they would outlaw Donald Trump and MAGA and just go after all of us when they just let over 575 riots transpire over the so-called Summer of Love and didn't arrest anybody, right? Yeah. Now they said, well, they're finished with charging the people who were like, did anything actually, and now they're coming after anybody that was even there. Did you know to this day, if you were in D.C., I think it was from, a couple of days around January 6th, even if you just had nothing to do with it and just flew in for some other kind of reason, anytime you fly now, all the air marshals in the United States of America, they do no longer get on random planes and, just make sure everything's peaceful, there's no hijackers there, and if something pops off there to stop it. No. Do you know what they do now? They get on airplanes. Anybody was at January 6th and fly with them. It's true. Don't believe me? Look it up. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do another video with the head of the air marshals telling you about it. But anyway, look at this. Look what's going on, man. Right? There's a old lady, a grandma, right, from my state, Colorado, who walked in on January 6th, has been found guilty by a scumbag piece of shit Democrat commie DC jury. Right? Thursday afternoon, a Colorado grandmother who briefly entered the Capitol building on January 6th after praying on the grounds with the group for over an hour was found guilty on 4 misdemeanor charges. Misdemeanor! But now check this out. Multiple sources close to the case confirmed to the Post-Millennial that she had been found guilty and she could be sentenced to a year in prison and fines exceeding $200,000. Wow, because she went there to pray and she walked in between the velvet ropes, right? These people are sick, man. Do you remember Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman? Yeah, well, let's check out what happened to him.
Dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy.
Violent.
For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building.
He came in through
but according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of
Do you see him there? They blurred this out. There's other videos where it's not blurred out anymore. But this is just the door to the Senate chambers. And you see the cop right here? He's trying to open the door, but the door don't open. So
Chansley in the Senate chamber.
They tell him, come this way.
Capitol police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down.
None of them.
Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th.
So anyway, there you go. So basically, this guy was led around the whole Capitol complex, and he is shown into the Senate chambers. He's praising the cops for letting him in, and he was the face of the January 6th insurrection. Remember, they gave him 4.5 years for that, for walking into supposedly the People's Building. Don't we pay for that building? Can't the public go in there anytime they want? I thought they could, but apparently not. Not if you're a Trump supporter, anyway. So he does that, right? 4.5 years. Thank God the Tucker reporting, he's out now. He's actually running for Congress. So I don't know what state he's in, but if he's in your state, vote for him for Congress. Then you've seen the MAGA Mimas, right? I think they extradited someone from Kansas, a little old lady in her late 70s. She had a little American flag, and she was walked through the velvet ropes. And they go after all these people hard. They're charging them with all kind of shit, except the one guy who's actually, and the only guy who's actually on tape talking about storming the Capitol and doing all this nonsense, somehow, they're not so much gonna go after him too much. Really? Check it out, man. Ray Epps is his name. I'm sure you heard of him, but
January 6th. We've
here's
played
a
it
reminder.
several times in this show. Quote, "We need to go into the Capitol, Ray Epps tells the crowd. He says it repeatedly. He's so emphatic about it, encouraging other people to commit a crime, that the crowd around him decides he must be a federal agent. They began chanting, as you just heard, Fed, Fed. So shortly after that video surfaced, the FBI placed Ray Epps on a list of people wanted for questioning, and they released it to the public. And you can understand why they did that. According to the Justice Department, what Ray Epps did on that video is a federal crime. In fact, the Biden administration has charged several people with seditious conspiracy for doing precisely what you just saw Ray Epps do, urging others to enter the Capitol complex on January 6th. Here, for example, is a quote from a DOJ press release. It describes the federal case against 5 members of the so-called Proud Boys, the group you're supposed to be terrified of. Quote, on January 6, 2021, the defendants directed, mobilized, and led members of the crowd onto the Capitol grounds and into the Capitol, end quote. Again, that's what you just saw Ray Epps try to do. But here's the difference. Others who have done that are in prison or facing long terms in prison. But no charges have ever been filed against Ray Epps, despite the fact there's no question he did it, because once more, it's on tape. That's very strange. It just is. And we don't care how many people call us names for pointing that out. It is strange. And we'd like an answer to what the heck is going on. Now, we've asked Ray Epps on this show repeatedly to explain why he thinks he has escaped prosecution. And we'll ask him once again tonight, and we will keep asking, because we think it is a very obvious and important question that gets to the heart of what is this exactly.
Right. So on January 5th, you had Ray Epps saying, tomorrow we got to go into the Capitol. Tomorrow, we're going to storm the Capitol. You got to go inside. And everybody's chanting, Fed. Everybody knew he was a Fed, right? But he's on tape telling people to do it. I'm sure you've seen him before. Here's another little tape of him.
So can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
are we going to get arrested? Can we go up there?
You don't need to get shot.
When we go in...
Do you see? He's telling him when we go in, we don't want to get shot. But yeah, he's...
But it's amazing how little Democrats
Insurrection
want to hear
Day,
about this.
Right?
Again,
Ray
Nancy Pelosi
Epps.
and Liz Cheney have spent the last year staging an investigation at great expense, and then a series of public show trials, arresting people in their homes, supposedly designed to discover how and why January 6th happened.
See, they know how and why January 6th happened. First of all, they denied Trump the request for the 20,000 National Guardsmen. Nancy Pelosi then just refused to give him any type of help. Mario Bowser, the D.C. mayor denied the request. Nancy Pelosi denied the request. So they wanted this to happen. They wanted something to pop off, and the purpose was to get rid of Trump and his supporters for good. Except, that we ain't going anywhere. We're patriots. We're here, right? Then what happens is, check this. After years, right? After we bitched, what happened?
And Ken, moments ago, we learned that a single charge was filed against Ray Epps, a man who was the subject of several January 6th related conspiracy theories.
That's right. Jose, Ray Epps has been kind of a boogeyman in certain right-wing circles because the conspiracy theory arose that he must have been a government operative because he was seen in videos exhorting people to go into the Capitol, but then he was taken down from an FBI webpage and he was never charged. Well, today he was charged.
See that? Oh, it's a right-wing conspiracy theory. They think just because he encouraged everything and was caught on tape and didn't get charged, that must mean he's a Fed. Really? That doesn't? They took him off? When when they're going after the grandma here. We're going after grandma, but it's just for praying and walking in between the velvet ropes, but we're not going to go after Ray Epps for encouraging people to do it. How pathetic. And you want to see the absolute, I'm going to prove my point right here, and I'm going to show you this. Now, here is Representative Thomas Massey questioning Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, on what happened.
You're citing the Constitution. I'm going to cite it. It's our constitutional duty to do oversight. Now, in that video, that was your answer to a question to me 2 years ago. When I said how many agents or assets of the government were present on January 5th and January 6th and agitating in the crowd to go into the Capitol and how many went into the Capitol. Can you answer that now?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Oh, last time.
Don't know the answer.
You don't know how many there were or there were none?
I don't know the answer to either of those questions. If there were any, I don't know how many. I don't know whether there are any.
Really? You are the head of the Department of Justice. How come it is all these Democrats, the head of the departments, never know what's happening on the people under them? Isn't that their goddamn job? I mean, for serial. Isn't that their job to know the things that are happening in their departments when they're the head of them? Wow, man, we need to hold these people liable. These people, man, when Trump wins, it's time to take this motherfucker to court. And it's time to start prosecuting all these scumbags who are evil, evil people who go after nonviolent patriots and allow criminals to roam the streets.
I think you may have just perjured yourself that you don't know that there were any. You want to say that again? That you don't know that there were any?
I have no personal knowledge of this matter. I think what I said the last time.
You've had 2 years to find out.
2 years. That still doesn't know. Right?
By the way, that was in reference to Ray Epps, and yesterday you indicted him. Isn't that a wonderful coincidence? On a misdemeanor. Meanwhile, you're sending grandmas to prison.
Yes.
You're putting people away for 20 years for merely filming. Some people weren't even there, yet you got the guy on video who's saying go into the Capitol. He's directing people to the Capitol before the speech ends. He's at the site of the first breach. You've got all the goods on him, 10 videos, and it's an indictment for a misdemeanor? The American public isn't buying it. I yield the bounce.
No, we're not buying it, folks. These are all evil and corrupt people, and we're fed up, man. I don't want these people anymore. I know you don't either, and it is really time to get rid of them, isn't it? Anyway, thanks once again for hanging out with me for a little minute. And until next time, peace.